time through. So Cassie Sawada is a one-time branch that did 60K. And I'm sharing this so that you guys can share this with your DMs. One-time branch, 60K, didn't really do much of the PR program. In the MIT's list that she was calling is probably in my bottom third. He texted them at 1 o'clock. She called them at 3 o'clock. And she set up 5 people from that, or excuse me, 6 people from that list of the 25. So the numbers that she got were actually pretty consistent with what I've been getting as well. So I think that's something that you guys can at least take to people so that it's not a DVM's numbers, but it's a, here's an MIT, and here's what they got.
Question for you, Dane. I have several people that really wanted to get every opportunity they could. So I've got lists that are several hundred from some people. So do you go back and, hey, I'm going to dig through your top, I want the top 25 out of this, and then focus?
I think it depends. I would, it depends on who it is. If it's one of my really good people, I probably want to call all of them. But I don't want to call anyone that doesn't get a text message.
Okay.
So that'd be kind of the catch for that MIT. I'd say, look, I'll call all your people, but me or one of my, top MITs are going to call your people, but I'm not going to call anyone that has not received a text message. That text is like absolute gold
for reach percentage
in terms of like the reach percentage. And it's the same thing that we tell our reps, like get your customers to text, right? And the cool thing is when I'm interviewing these people, handling that part of the interview where you talk about we get recommendations of why it works. I'm like, and then the rep has the customer text. Hey, do you remember how Max sent you a text? They're like, yeah. And I go, remember you answered my phone call? And they're like, yeah. I go, this is the same thing we do with customers. They're like, oh, that makes sense. I think the whole process just makes sense when we do this. So Greg, I would probably have them go through and tell me, like with Teddy, for instance, I'm getting ready to call Teddy's list this weekend. So Teddy gave me, on Monday, we went through his list, and he gave me like a full 1 sentence on every single person.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. One question. How, just real quick, statistically speaking, Dane, how many one-on-ones did you do Monday and Tuesday combined? Like 20?
No, I did. I had 14 set Monday. I completed 9.
Okay.
Hired 7.
Okay.
Yesterday, I completed 5, hired 5.
Okay. Yeah, so you can.
What's that?
You recruited like 14 and recruited like you did like 16 and recruited 14 or something like that, right?
I mean 9 plus 5.
Yeah.
I did 14.
Yeah.
And recruited 12.
12. Okay, that's what it was. I guess I have a devil's advocate. Yeah, I'm good at math usually. Yeah. So. Devil's advocate here, and I'm just curious on what your thoughts are, and maybe.
I hate the devil.
Yeah, good. Last year, Nakud had an 18% show to training, and he had a crap load set, and he did what you're doing essentially. He probably did it in jeans and a T-shirt, and wasn't in his office, And I remember one he did in the region office, and it was like at lunchtime. But what are your thoughts on how to prevent that from happening to anyone who does what you're doing? And increase results from last year?
I'm not expecting to get a good show. So I'm actually expecting to get what I got last year from this, which was about a 30% show.
And you did PR, but did you do like as many as he did, or do you know?
Yeah, probably. I had more MIT, so I think I probably did more. Chris, by the way, was doing one-on-one interviews for campus people and every single person.
That's correct.
I did one-on-one for PRs. And so for those, I got about a 30% show. I did, Rush did, everybody.
Yeah.
So the way I'm looking is I had 45 PRs set last year. I'm going to have 100 plus PRs set for the seminar this year. So I'll take 30%.
Right.
What are some things that I'm doing to try and make sure that I get higher than 30%? We're using, in the interview, I'm sending a position description to them that James Crittenden is using. So the actual interview, they're following along this page of notes. I think that's helping. It also gives them details in the position that they have after we're done. And then once I hire them, I'm actually emailing them a training acceptance form, right? The same one that we give them in the interview. these two things, I don't know what they're going to amount to. I never did any of this last year
Right.
at all.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm also going to be working like with my whole division on, okay, once they're hired, then here's what you do. And so like kind of really working through the MIT, which last year there just wasn't really a program for it. So I'm still expecting a 30% show. But again, if I think that our normal managers can get 30 PRs set for training doing this, and if that's what happens, if they can book 40 and get 25 to 30 set for training, a 30% show means they still have 7 to 10 people in day one. That's really good.
PRs of their MITs.
I launched 9 last year, and those 9 sold boatload. So in the top, I mean, I think I'm going to have 30, and I'm going to launch 20 of these people. But, you know, so I'm okay with a 30% show kind of. You know, there's different forms of this. Really what I'm trying to do is make the top of this a lot larger, right? Throw more in the top of the funnel, and even if it isn't the most efficient form. This is still more efficient, in my belief, than a normal recruit.
And you're not putting them into group interviews at all.
In the PPR.
Yeah.
Correct, yeah.
You're not putting them in the group interviews, and the PPR is going to be great. And you're doing all Skype. Are they all Skype?
Do you guys, FaceTime?
FaceTime, rather.
Yeah, FaceTime. And then, does everybody have those those 2 documents?
I have the ones that, you know, we've been using in our group interviews always, but if you have something in particular, I'd love to get them.
Well, so the acceptance one is the same. The one-page one, James Crittenden just kind of put together. So I literally just changed my like the header and footer to be my office.
Cool.
Yeah, just forward them out, Dan.
Yeah, if you could forward them out, that'd be great.
Not the PDF version, please.
Yeah, not PDF.
Yeah, just forward them out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to forward them out.
Yeah, let's move forward unless there's any other specific questions on this. We're also going to talk about strategy to drive the last